Mr. Rajiv for so aptly introducing us to this much heard buzzword IoT, Internet of Things. So it's time to switch to the panel discussion. So we hand over the session to the panel discussion team.
We are the team with the best preparations,
The deepest passion,
strongest togetherness, and will to succeed because
competition makes us faster. But
collaboration makes us better. I, Ashwini Nambiar. I, Aishwarya Murkute.
I, Shrutika Adhav.
I, Lavina Soni from Nciii Education Trust. Welcome you all to the 8th National Conference on Industry Institute Interaction 2016. It is always amazing to see an awaited event commencing with such a great enthusiasm. It was indeed a spectacular start of the day, isn't it, Ashwini?
Yes, truly Lavina, coming halfway of the event with such a great exposure to the expectations of industry is truly fantastic.
Along with the expectations from the freshers, very well put forth by Mr. Sachidanand Kulkarni, and a futuristic approach towards the Internet of Things delivered by Mr. Rajiv Dey just fits in like a glove.
Yes, of course, Aishwarya. It really fits in like a glove. Well, proceeding with the event. So, let's start with the panel discussion, which is based on the topic, that is the critical role of the industry in enriching academic inputs and their expectations as well.
So, audience, loosen up a bit, be attentive enough, and steer up with all your queries and questions post the discussion.
So, now to begin with, I request the following dignitaries to kindly grace the dais.
Mr. Shekhar Kamble, Region Head, Talent Acquisitions TCS. Mr. Naveed Postwala, General Manager, Talent Management Harbinger. Mr. Abhijit Saha, Vice President, IR and Admin, Bharat Forge.
Professor Uma Maheshwar, TPU, Osmania University, Hyderabad. Dr. A. Gandhi, Head Placements, Savitha College of Engineering, Chennai.
Professor Dr. Ulhas Shinde, Dean, BAMU, Aurangabad. Dr. H.U. Tiwari, Dean, Research and Development, Pccoe.
We also have the student expertise with us, and they are Ms. Amrita Nair, student of Computer Engineering, and Mr. Chetan Pardesi, student of Information Technology. We have Mr. Dinesh Anantwar as the moderator for this panel discussion. Sir has 22 plus years of global experience at the senior positions in IT industry in software development and training the companies like Infosys, iGetButney and Sedan. He has trained thousands of professionals, including the senior management. Request everyone to please kindly grace the dais.
According to the current statistics, the employment rate and the graduation sector show fascinating contrast. Isn't it an awful situation, Shrutika?
Yes, actually, Aishwarya, as Mr. Sachidanand Kulkarni sometime back rightly said with the stats about the unemployment rate, so hereby I come with one more stat, that is, of the 15 lakh engineers India produces every year, 20 to 30% do not find jobs, and the majority of them who find jobs get jobs below their technical qualifications.
So hereby I request Mr. Dinesh Anantwar sir to please felicitate all the dignitaries present on the dais. Thank you, sir. And now I request Professor Sheetal Kumar Rawandale to kindly felicitate Mr. Dinesh Anantwar.
Ashwini Nambia.
I, Aishwarya Murgude.
And I, Shrutika Adhav.
I, Lavina Soni from Nciii Education Trust,
Welcome you all to
the 8th National Conference on Industry Institute Interaction 2016. It is always amazing to see an awaited event commencing with such a great enthusiasm. It was indeed a spectacular start of the day, isn't it, Ashwini?
Yes, truly Lavina, coming halfway of the event with such a great exposure to the expectations of industry is truly fantastic.
Along with the expectations from the freshers, very well put forth by Mr. Sachidanand Kulkarni, and a futuristic approach towards the Internet of Things delivered by Mr. Rajiv Dev just fits in like a glove.
Yes, of course, Aishwarya. It really fits in like a glove. Well, proceeding with the event. So, let's start with a panel discussion which is based on the topic, that is the critical role of the industry in enriching academic inputs and their expectations as well.
So, audience, loosen up a bit, be attentive enough, and steer up with all your queries and questions post the discussion.
So, now to begin with, I request the foreign dignitaries to kindly grace the dais.
Mr. Shekhar Kamble, Region Head, Talent Acquisitions TCS. Mr. Naveed Postwala, General Manager, Talent Management Harbinger. Mr. Abhijit Shah, Vice President, IR and Admin, Bharat Forge.
Professor Uma Maheshwar, TPU, Usmania University, Hyderabad. Dr. A. Gandhi, Head Placements, Sabitha College of Engineering, Chennai.
Professor Dr. Ulhas Shinde, Dean, BAMU, Aurangabad. Dr. H.U. Tiwari, Dean, Research and Development, Pccoe.
We also have the student expertise with us, and they are Ms. Amrita Nair, student of Computer Engineering, and Mr. Chetan Pardesi, student of Information Technology. We have Mr. Dinesh Anantwar as the moderator for this panel discussion. Sir has 22 plus years of global experience at the senior positions in IT industry in software development and training the companies like Infosys, iGet Patni and Sedan. He has trained thousands of professionals including the senior management. Request everyone to please kindly grace the dais.
Isn't it an awful situation, Shrutika?
Yes, actually, Aishwarya, as Mr. Sachidanand Kulkarni sometime back rightly said that the stats about the unemployment rate, so hereby I come with one more stat, that is, of the 15 lakh engineers India produces every year, 20 to 30% do not find jobs, and the majority of them who find jobs get jobs below their technical qualifications.
So hereby I request Mr. Dinesh Anantwar sir to please felicitate all the dignitaries present on the dais.
Okay, thank you. Okay, sir, thank you. Okay, next. Yeah. Okay. Jai. Okay. Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. And now I request Professor Sheetal Kumar Rawandale to kindly felicitate Mr. Dinesh Anantwar.
Thank you so much. So sorry for the delay. It's our apologies.
From industry with a lot of experience. TPOs, we have students, we have faculties out here. What we could have asked for as a panel discussion on, the gap between industry and the academia. Now, if you look at the Indian context as such, the industry has grown last 10, 15 years. If we see, the industry has grown by leaps and bounds. There are a lot of multinationals, global multinationals which have presence in India. Indian companies have become multinationals with presence everywhere. To match up with those requirements, we get engineers every year. So we see that there is a demand, there is a supply, but it's not just about numbers. We also heard about the gap between academia and industry. There are certain expectations that industry has. There are certain expectations that academia has, and I believe that the relationship between them is a symbiotic relationship. They need to coexist, they need to complement each other. So we have a wonderful panel here, and as we go, we'll see what they have, and we'll try to find out some ways that we can make this collaboration better. We can bridge this gap between academia and industry. To begin with, I would like to request the industry representatives about their thoughts on this gap between industry and academia, and what are their expectations probably from the academia.
Thanks. Thank you, Dinesh. Firstly, the question is there a gap between expectations and what is actually there? I think in my opinion, yes, there is a gap. And speakers before have spoke about the employability factor of students who come out of engineering colleges and who are not able to get jobs after 2-3 years. Somebody, I think Sachin will give an example of someone.
Focus that is given to topics that are relevant. It needs to be given focus on applications that are relevant.
इसके लिए जा रहे हो तो उनके बैग्स और उसका क्या लेके जाना है?
Higher levels where industry will find the collaboration with academia useful. There is a value add happening from academia to the industry. Officers to have the patience to attend this. I know many of you haven't had lunch and you're waiting for this. So thanks to everyone.
But due to the time constraints and the lunch awaits us, so we have some shortlisted questions. The remaining can ask their questions later on by offline questioning. Thank you.
All the intellectuals present on the dais for bestowing us.
We now request all to kindly proceed for the lunch, and we'll meet in that next 30 minutes.
Multinationals, global multinationals which have presence in India. Indian companies have become multinationals with presence everywhere. To match up with those requirements, the academia also has grown. We have heard those numbers, like the Indian academia is churning out like 1.5 million engineers every year. So we see that there is a demand, there is a supply, but
it's not just about numbers. We also heard about the gap between academia and industry. There are certain expectations that industry has. There are certain expectations that academia has, and I believe that the relationship between them is a symbiotic relationship. They need to coexist, they need to complement each other. So we have a wonderful panel here, and as we go, we'll see what they have, and we'll try to find out some ways that we can make this collaboration better. We can bridge this gap between academia and industry. To begin with, I would like to request the industry representatives about their thoughts on this gap between industry and academia, and what are their expectations probably from the academia.
Thanks. Thank you. Firstly, the question is there a gap between expectations and what is actually there? I think in my opinion, yes, there is a gap. And speakers before have spoke about the employability factor of students who come out of engineering colleges and who are not able to get jobs after 2-3 years. Somebody, Sachinam will give an example of someone selling mobile phone packages, etc. I think one of the issues is the technology stack that is being taught over here. In some cases, is quite outdated. We heard about SLEC, SMAC, and there needs to be a lot of focus that is given to topics that are relevant. It needs to be given to focus on applications that are relevant needs to be given. I think that is one area which is missing. I work in the HR department, and I see firsthand, graduate and trainees joining my company, Harbinger, and I can tell you that the time that we expect students or fresh engineers to get going or to get started on projects is very short. So gone are the days when you used to have 6 months or 8 months of training. That time has come down to a few weeks right now. And one thing that I feel that needs to be inculcated in all colleges is that sense of professionalism. Companies do not, while we may have some kind of behavioral training, I don't think it is the responsibility of institutions and companies like mine to teach people how to be professional. So very small things about sticking to commitments, or being sure that whatever you say, you walk the talk. Having that learning spirit, that quest of hunger to learn more and more and more. I think respecting diversity is also very, very important in my opinion. So these things need to be taught at the college level, so that when people come out of industry, they are equipped with these particular skills. So I'll stop there and pass it on to you.
Thank you. The manufacturing hub and industry, what they are expecting and where is the gap? So first we have to understand where is the gap. So gap is there because industries are now moving to the industry standard 4. So what is the industry standard 4? Whether this has been acquired by the colleges, whether it has been taught to the students, because we are going from manual industry to the automobile industry, to the electrical industry, and now we are going to the digital industry. So that is the basic gap in the syllabus also. That first important gap we should understand. That is the university should also understand and the colleges should also understand. Okay, if it is not possible to bridge the gap at the earlier, but the important thing as a college should take the initiative. Like German has adopted the various concepts, how they interact with the industry, how they prepare the student for the future. If our placement coordinator or our college's trustees, they can adopt the thinking about how they can interact with the industry with all the time and what are the technologies needed for the industry. That is one. Number two, the gap is basically the question which has been asked during the first session or second session. ISR to CSR, but at the same time, ESR is also important. So how we are going to give this our students the important aspect related to the employability, because employability, getting employment is easy, but keeping this employability is very important. So they should able to do the job of, they should be able to do their job very successfully, and they should be able to find out what are the gaps independently. That is also one of the gaps. So with this, I will hand over to my colleague.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Shekhar from TCS. And I truly appreciate patience of all the people who are sitting here, right from morning till now. And sorry, we are adding to your pain, misery. I will not say that, but then we will try to be as short and precise and to the point. For me, I would like to really keep it very short and want to be little strict over here. See, we need to really understand where industry come or where people will come and see value, where there is a dollar or there is money. If I, as a academia today, show the industry that see, this is where I can make you rich, or this is how I solve your problems and I'll add this value to your business, trust me, industry will come and stand outside your doors. If we are looking at industry saying that okay, contribute to us, then this interaction will just merely remain as a CSR. I don't know, I am sure we never want to have industry and academia interaction at this level being just a CSR. There has to be a business partnership, and if to bring business partnership, there has to be value added from both the sides. And if as an academia I can today say, okay, I am going to solve your the problem, this is a monetary conversion of it, I'm sure people will see value. That is one. Second is for students, poor people get preaching throughout, everywhere, from home, in office, rather in college, what you need to. I'll just say one thing, try and pursue excellence in whatever you do. I'm sure you will be pretty much industry ready when you come in. Try and pursue excellence, ask tough questions to yourself before somebody else asks you, because you asking tough questions to yourself, giving answers to it and acting on that will be called proactive. If somebody else asks you tough question, you're called reactive, and those questions are very difficult to answer. So in the interest of time, I just restrict myself here. Thank you.
Yeah, these were very useful inputs from the industry. I would like to invite the academia, the faculties or the TPOs on their views on this. Their expectation from the industry, whether it be being professional, creating value, bringing that excellence to the table. So who would like to take that and like to answer the industry with your views from the academia?
Thank you, sir. Myself, Dr. Ullas Shinde, Dean Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, and Principal of CSMS at Chhatrapati Shahu College of Engineering. The basic problem related with the academics and the industry, that is one of the most is the upgradation of the syllabus as per the requirement of the industry.
Just to interrupt, you will be answering them, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Because nowadays, university syllabus changes after 3 to 5 years. That's why government forces to autonomy to the different engineering colleges or the engineering colleges. And those the autonomous colleges, they have changed their syllabus as per requirement of the industry. That's why in our university, we kept the 2 electives for the final years. As an open elective, any college is collaborated with any industry as per the industry requirement. They make their syllabus for that particular semester and train the student before employability. That is one point. Then the another is interdisciplinary project to the students, for the final year students, because nowadays there are so many concepts like automation in industry, because nowadays in every industry there is automation, and for automation we require the knowledge of mechanical, electronics. Suppose mechanical student knowledge of 50%, they know the knowledge of electronics near about the 30%, then they know the software knowledge of C++, like basic knowledge is required for the automation. It means multidisciplinary knowledge is required to the students in automation of industry. Now the smart city concept, in that also civil engineer students know the what is meant by the electronics or the software industry. And to bridge this gap through this interdisciplinary project or the open elective concept slowly, but there is the Infosys take the initiative as a campus connect, and through this initiative in our university area, the mainframe subject introduced for the final year, and the behavioral science, like this industry also take initiative like this Infosys. This is my suggestion. And thank you.
Yeah, thanks Professor Shinde for giving those inputs of electives and giving those cross-disciplinary project to the students and all that. Some questions from the industry still remain, like where do we get the excellence from? Where do we see that students add value? So I'd like to pose this question to the students, especially industries expecting the students as a product of these colleges to have that excellence, and you have to add value, you have to produce that value, So what are your thoughts on that?
I would say that now during our graduation years, academics is what the institutes concentrate on, more than things like soft skills, including your personality development, leadership qualities, effective communication skills, which is really important when you go to an industry. Like when I had a talk with my seniors, what they say is that like communication skills are at par with academics or even more when you go into an industry. So why not start inculcating these things during the years of graduation? Why not keep it as a continuous process? Because these are the things that won't improve in a single day or in a matter of 2 months. It is something that should happen gradually, and which will lead to a development of the person. And when the student will come out of college after graduation, I think he'll be in a much better position to face the challenges. So because he can communicate well, he has confidence, and he can apply things well. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Any inputs from the TPOs on this, the industry expectations?
Yeah, this is Uma Maheshwar, placement also for Engineering College, Hyderabad. In fact, I have all these roles to talk about as a faculty, a teacher in mechanical engineering, thermal engineering. I'm also a person who came from industry, minor and R&D to the academics. I'm also a student because teacher is always a learner. So, on for the students, we are all students. There are several things that I have listed here, but I will not talk about all those things, but very salient things I would like to talk about. What is the gap between industry and institute? In fact, I hear this from every forum, whenever I go to any conference or meeting. We always say that only 20-25% are employable, others are not employable. I'm glad that only 20-25% are employable, because I feel some of those people who could not get employment, they become employers later on. Most of my friends have become employers. They employed my friends. They are also earning more than what we earn. So there's nothing wrong with the students. I am very, very happy with the quality of students in India. The system is, there's something problem with the system. From 10th class to 10 plus 2 to graduation, when they come down, there is a whole change in the mindset that is required, mindset change. As pointed out by other expert speakers today morning, they said that we have the classroom, the questions are not encouraged. That has to change. In engineering colleges, you have to question the teachers. It's no longer classroom education, it should be project-based, which should drive the learning process in the college. So to talk about the things that we need to look at, the gap between industry and institute, how do we fill up those gaps? There are several things that we look at. One is on the curriculum part, second is on faculty part, third is infrastructure, fourth is students, and fifth is a classroom orientation. To talk about the curriculum part, how industry can help the academia is, we always encourage industry to be on the board of studies. And whenever we convene meetings, we always see that the industry don't find time to come to meetings. May I request on this dais, the industry officials, please make it a very, very important appointment whenever you are called by academia for a board of studies meeting, to make it a point. This is the time where I can be introduced to the academia. Please do come for the meetings. On faculty side, we have almost 90% faculty without an industry experience who come teach students who are supposed to go for industry. So that is something to work on. There is a lack of exposure of industry among the faculty members. So there should be some motivation for the industry officials to come down to teaching at least for some duration, say 1 or 2 years. Or if there are any faculty positions open in a college, if people are applying with industrial background, they should be given due weightage. That's not in the ACE system now. They only look at what is the ACE pay scale in the earlier organization. Faculty can be encouraged to come to industry for some time, understand the industry working culture, and then go back to classroom and pass on the information to students. Regarding infrastructure wise, it depends on the college. Wherever there is a helping hand required from the industry, they are all doing it. They are doing a good job, like setting up labs, setting up center for excellence, and giving a helping hand to the college. That's going on. To talk about students' knowledge, in the college, what we do is we look at the syllabus, what is framed by the Board of Studies, and try to cover the syllabus by the teachers. What is required is they should uncover the syllabus. Students should go beyond the syllabus and learn on their own. That's what very, very important. From industry side, what they can do is they can always come now and then to the college on Saturdays, give some guest lectures, talk about their requirements, their needs when they come to hire these students after 3 years. They also need to give some application-oriented knowledge to the students which they cannot get from the teachers. Talking about the classroom teaching, as I already talked about, we need to move from classroom teaching more to the project-based learning, and also evaluation should be continuous, not at the end of semester. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all of you. When we talk about the gap between industry and academia, I fully endorse the views expressed by Mr. Roma Mangeshwar. Adding to that, the problem is now industry also is coming out. For example, TCS and other companies are coming out with contest-based hiring, engagement-based hiring and all. It is on the part of the institute to utilize those opportunities and encourage many students to participate in those events. So, to my knowledge, the Tamil Nadu TCS campus relations have been telling 900 offers have been given to various colleges based on only the contest, on the engagement in the platform. So that we have to do is a much debated topic. So we can have improved internship. They have their own problem of allowing to do the security and remote mentoring and projects. Many of the companies don't give opportunity to students to do the project, and ultimately they are driven to go and buy the project. But companies will come and say that your students are not doing real-time project unless we give opportunities to do the project really inside and sharing the data. It may be really difficult. So, second gap, most importantly, as a president of consortium of TPOs in Tamil Nadu, I am concerned about the job of all the students of all the colleges. All the colleges are affiliated to AICTE and approved by some university with a common syllabus, common thing. Out of 3,500 colleges in India, companies are visiting hardly 300 colleges. Other 3,000 colleges are not visited by companies, and they are denied even the opportunity. So I used to say that the right to education, our students also have a right to employment. When you are denying the right to employment, I rather like to call it as a discrimination. So to solve it, I request companies, now TCS person is here, much most apt person. They have leveraged the technology to recruit lakhs of people at that time through TCS ION. And similarly, all big companies, at least start with big IT companies and other companies which are having more than 5,000 employees, can leverage technology and give the opportunity to all the eligible students of the country, so that every college person gets the opportunity. Just because you are accredited to some college, you are coming to another college, because a poor fellow who cannot pay high fee or he is not able to travel, he is denied the opportunity. So it's my humble request to the industry people to think and find out whether you can extend the opportunity to every student who is eligible. As a matter of fact, I must be very proud and I should congratulate Nciii for introducing this opportunity. Every student who is eligible can take up the test in their own campus. Based on the score, they are called for interview. So that stage has now come. So I request, please give the opportunity to all the students, bring out their paradigm shift. Second, the most concern is the emerging trend of train and hire the model. HCL Talent Care has come out in the market. They say, I am selecting the student has to pay 1,80,000, I am training them and I am placing them, just like a body shopping. So if this trend continues, I am afraid that all IT companies also may do that. So over a period of time, all the students decide investment in education, they may have to invest a huge money like 1,80,000 or 2 lakhs for getting ready to employ. So will this trend continue? Will the HCL talent care is a board runner? Is there any other chance of other companies also adopting this? Or straight away go to HCL talent care and buy whatever human resource you want? So this change is happening in the scenario. So all the TPOs also are watching with caution and curiosity. So I hope the industry people who are here will give their opinion about it and see that all the students in this country eligible get the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. This was a long list of expectations that TPO had from the industry, starting from faculties to come to the universities and teach, and university faculties get trained by the industry and all that, to finally a very big demand of the right to employability. I would like to hear from the industry people what they are currently doing, and more focus on what are their plans for future for industry academia initiative. It is definitely not in the nascent stages now. It has definitely matured, this industry academia collaboration. I would like to hear from them what are their future plans. How do they want to take this industry academia to the next level? What are their future plans? Who would like to?
Sir, can I start it? Actually, sir has set a very nice preface for me to talk about TCS efforts, what we are trying to put. Thanks for acknowledging the efforts what the organization is putting. The question sir has asked that what exactly we are doing as an organization and representing industry as a whole, and what would be our strategy for the academic interface for the coming future. So I just quickly want to refer to 2-3 things what we are doing to reach out to students fraternity as a whole. Sir spoke about contest-based hiring. Now this exactly is a very fair playing field which we set upon our own social portal called as Campus Commune. And Campus Commune today, as we speak, have more than 800,000 students who are logged on to this particular portal across the country, which has no discrimination or whether you are accredited, not accredited, which college you come from, which university you come from. It's a plain portal which everybody is given a chance to join, and then people can engage with us, and that particular platform also invites all the faculties. So I would request all the faculties who are sitting here and faculties who have come from other colleges to be on this portal, because what we have done as an organization is to simulate the entire program or entire environment on a digital platform. So we have students coming in, we have faculties, we have subject matter experts from TCS who would be there on this platform, and we'll have mentoring which will happen on this particular platform by virtue of various initiatives which happen. So we run various contests on this, which are national level and trivia contests. But trivia is just to give students a kind of exposure that what kind of problems industry face and what they can do. And flagship contests are basically the talent hunts, what we do. So like there's an international or a global level what we call as Code Beta, which is right now on. And we see a participation to the level of 1.5 lakh kind of students who participate recently. So top 2% people of this particular contest, we hire them directly without any issue in terms of which discipline they come from, what is the academic qualification. Yes, they have to complete their engineering, but they have to really ensure that they come from any of the discipline. They have already proven their mettle, so we hire. But typically, there are other 3 contests. I will not go in details. And we hire them, and this is a platform given. Why I'm bringing it out here is it's just not TCS. There are many other organizations who are doing it, maybe not at the level where we are. But then the students' responsibility, I'll see that come out, participate, rub shoulders with people who are actually also competing in the same market. You're not doing it, you are just postponing it. Like today or tomorrow, you'll rub shoulders with them outside in the environment where you have much to lose. Right now, it's a very simulated environment. Come out and participate. Second thing is, on the lines of say Microsoft or Google, I'll not say that exactly like that, but then TCS as an organization has invested into something called Digital Impact Square. We have set up a complete setup in a city, a 2-tier city, that is Nasik. We have put up a lab over there where students across entire India are invited to just come up with one idea which they strongly believe in, and we will provide them 6 months of internship or time period to be there, use our infrastructure, use our alliances. So we are having alliances with MIT who is supporting us very strongly on this, and we want people to come up with the idea,
develop a product or maybe prototype. If the prototype is really very good, it will be sent to MIT where it may be converted to a product. So that is again a platform. Then I would just say last one thing, which maybe to a college and trustees who, if any, is here, please try and attract the best possible talent in the environment here today to a college. If I am given 100 rupees to run a college, I will spend 90 rupees on faculty and 10 rupees on infrastructure. So if we are able to attract the best possible faculties, I am sure half the problem will be solved. So
I'm expecting claps from faculties here.
The last is the power of technology is very high. I would be very happy to see if every college brings in its own IT department, which can really build a digital ecosystem which students can really leverage, faculties can leverage and connect globally. If we cannot connect globally, we are just now in our own domains, maybe in Pune, in University of Pune, or maybe within Maharashtra, we would just really have a very low reach. So with this, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shekhar. I'm sure the other industry representatives also want to share their thoughts, but we are running short of time, so we'll have to stop. I think this is a very interesting discussion, and maybe a full day also might not be enough, probably. But it is a good dialogue that has started between academia and industry, is what I would say. Now, I would like to take questions from all of you. So, a few requests or ground rules. When you ask a question, be specific. Introduce yourself, your name and your role. Are you a faculty, TPO or a student? And then ask your question. Ask it to a specific panelist. Then say that the question is for a specific panelist or a group of panelists. This is for the industry or the faculty. So I hand it over to you for your questions. Anybody having questions?
Well, we have a question here.
My name is Mohit Nagare. I'm a student. Mainly my question is all
who are in the industry. So when anybody says मैं bench पे हूँ मतलब गया number आने वाला है. I don't think that is the case. I think every industry, every software industry has to maintain a bench. Chicken will probably agree that maybe 15, 20, 25% of people are normally on the bench, and that is a very healthy thing to have. The question is, why are you on the bench? Okay. Is it because you are undergoing training? And I think the bulk of majority of people undergoing training like yourself when you will graduate from college don't come with the concept that I will get placed on a project immediately. Okay? Please be prepared that you will have some time to learn, to sharpen the score, and move on to different projects. Many organizations, while you are on the bench, sometimes it's a great opportunity for you to learn different things. You can contribute on things that you can that you would not be able to do had you been on a project. For example, if you're on a project, you'll be probably working 8, 9, 10, 11 hours a day. You may not have a chance to do R&D. There are various opportunities in organization, incubation factories, there are product development opportunities that you have where people don't take this up just by virtue because they think they're on the bench. My request is when people are on the bench, think what you can do more. Ask for more work. Because it is those people who ask for more work who will get identified. It is those people who take specific opportunities and special initiatives who will get notified. And don't worry, the bench is, like I said, it's a misused and abused term in the IT industry. It doesn't mean that you are going to be asked to leave. It means that probably you are between projects and you're waiting for the next project. So don't worry about this concept of bench.
Just to slightly add to this, as we see future, the time is not far than we'll see Uberization of work. There would be people who would be ready available saying that, okay, this is my competency, give me work. And today, as you call cab, the same way the work will be given to them. So the best thing is focus on your competencies, build those competencies. There will be many takers.
Thank you, Shekhar and Mr. Postwala. There is a question from the student representative here on the panel. Yeah, go ahead.
So on 30th Jan 2016, I read a report in Times of India wherein they said that around less than 50% of the tech colleges have a grievance redressal cell. So basically the questions of the students which need to be answered, for example, the question might be like, many a times if you have a subject back, the result of the paper comes just the day before the exam. So this is one kind of a question. Many a times there's an issue of fines and fees extra taken by the college. And these questions we can't directly ask to the college. neither we can tell anyone apart from the college. So there should be a cell kind of a thing which the university had requested all the colleges. So what do you think? What should be done in this regard?
As a student, you have always the access to the head of department. Who stops you? You can always go and talk to the HOD, represent your problem and take it up to the higher level to principal director. I don't think there's a problem in interaction between you and the HOD. You can use the channel. Of course, you add on to that, you can also have administration cells.
Professors want to add to this? Though I see that more of university would come into picture, not local authority policy.
In most of the private colleges at least, the grievance cell is there and it has been made mandatory from the government as well as the university also. And as far as the private colleges, good colleges are concerned, this type of issues are not there. This type of issues are there in some other colleges, but it has also been taken care by the government, and in most of the colleges these cells are in existence. Even though if you are not getting satisfied, then there are right to information, you can directly write letter for the information, and it is mandatory for the college to give the information.
Okay, thanks for that. Though it's a bigger level question to be handled at a university or something. I can take one more question. We already are, we have exceeded the time, but one question, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, we have a question from Professor Deepak Kumar for Mr. Shekhar.
Good afternoon, sir. I am not Deepak Kumar, I am Professor Deepak Pawar from Aurangabad. Sir, I would like to continue with the point of Mr. Shekhar that he has raised, attract the quality faculty. So, I would like to hear your views, your thoughts that the norms for recruiting a faculty in an engineering institute is on qualification based. He should be engineering graduate and he should have completed his PG also. But whether it should be necessary that an engineering faculty should have at least 2 or 3 years of industrial experience so that he or she can narrow down the gap between industry and institute. Your views?
Sir, it's a good suggestion. We can add one more layer of eligibility, what you just said in short. After PUG, you should do PG and then 3 years of industry experience. Yes, it will benefit, I can't say no. But recently I just learned that AICT has approved 15% of faculties to be taken from industry directly. I think it's a very, very good step taken by Dr. Sasrabudhe, and I would really like to congratulate him because this will bring in lot of faculties from industry, and also for industry people they are giving us one more avenue of connecting with the academia as a whole. So regarding your question, it's a good suggestion, but I don't think so from implementation perspective people will be able to take it forward, because that's where the, I would say that the problem is bigger. It has to be seen from various levels, and just adding one more layer for eligibility will create more problem, because anyhow, as you know, that the entire recruitment from University of Pune has been stopped for last maybe a year or so. So as we speak about it, we also need to see what exactly is on the ground happening.
Thank you, Shekhar. One last viewpoint from the TPO and then we will close.
Yeah, the biggest problem in the Indian education system is we have graduates passing only once in a year. All industry does this question. I'm asking about the industry. We need to sit together and discuss and finalize like what we have in foreign countries. There are 2 spring and fall semesters. Probably if we can work on that model, it will help the industry, it will reduce the bench strength, it will also help the industry interaction.
Thank you. I'd like to summarize now. I'd like to thank all the panelists, the industry representatives, the faculties, the TPOs and the students for their participation and very good inputs as such. I see that this dialogue will definitely go further. The industry, academia, collaboration already exists, and I'm sure in future it will go the higher levels where industry will find the collaboration with academia useful. There is a value add happening from academia to the industry, and the same will happen from industry to academia also. So thanks a lot everyone from the panel. Thanks a lot the Pcet management for organizing this, and all the students and training placement officers and the professors to have the patience to attend this. I know many of you haven't had lunch and you're waiting for this. So thanks to everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Actually, we had many questions over here from the students and faculty as well, but due to the time constraint,